additional questions. We ask that everyone remained muted until they are called upon, and that reporters keep their cameras off. Minister Haggie, please go ahead.
Thank you very much, Debbie, and thanks to the media for joining us. As Debbie said, I'm joined here by Jamie Chippett and Blair Adams from the Department of Forestry and Agriculture. Jamie is the Deputy Minister and Blair is the ADM. As many of you know already, there is a significant and serious issue with a wildfire in the vicinity of Musgrave Harbour. Last night, the town was given an evacuation alert. And this morning, a state of emergency was declared because of the fire and a mandatory evacuation order issued. This is for the town of Musgrave Harbour, but also for nearby Banting Memorial RV Park, which is in the affected area. Everybody in those two locations is required to leave. There is an emergency centre set up at the Steel Centre on Airport Boulevard in Gander for those who wish to avail of that. For those who don't, I think it's important that everybody who's affected by this order register after they've left Musgrave or Banting Memorial with the Red Cross. There is a telephone number to do that. It is 709-729-0921. And it's important that we have that information so we can help you out, even if you don't use the Steel Centre itself. The Red Cross have been there at least an hour now setting up, and the Salvation Army will have food available within the next 40 minutes or so for those people who wish to avail of it. There is also, for those who have difficulty with vehicles and things, free bus transportation for the residents of Musgrave Harbour, and the pickup is the fire hall in Musgrave Harbour. Wildfire suppression is on this, and Jamie will detail that in his remarks when I've closed. But effectively, we're using pretty well all of our air assets from the water bomber point of view, as well as helicopters and ground crews. We have increased the level of activity at the Provincial Emergency Operations Centre, and we've got whatever partners we feel we need engaged currently. There is a dashboard, the NL Active Wildfire Dashboard, and I would direct people's attention to that so they can keep track of what is going on. This is a really busy fire season for the province and certainly for the island at the moment. We will also post as appropriate on social media for further information. We are in regular contact through our officials with the town elected and also with the town officials and the fire department there. There is a province-wide fire ban, and that means no open flames. And it also means be really careful what you're doing with your cigarette ends. It is surprising the number of people who just casually toss them out of the window on the highway, and we've seen that cause trouble before. So please police yourself so we don't have to do it for you. The other issue, again, for those who have them, is drones. Drones in the air means no water bombers in the air, and that is our main weapon during the daylight hours of containing forest fires like this. So unauthorized drone use is actually a criminal offence. Where water bombers operate, there is an air exclusion zone automatically posted, and if you do not know about these things, you should not be flying. So what I'd like to do before I hand it over to Jamie is say thank you. The residents of Musgrave Harbour have stepped up, they've looked after themselves, and they have listened. And my understanding is that almost 80% of them had already made a decision to go before the evacuation order was issued. Again, you can't give enough thanks to the first responders, both the local fire departments as well as the ground crews. Everybody sees the videos of the water bombers swooping in like the heroes in a sense that they are. But the guys on the ground stamping on the hotspots and spraying water have a less glamorous but really vital job, and I'd like to take my hats off to them. And again, I'd like to thank my own hometown of Gander for stepping up and helping wherever possible, along with the Red Cross and Sally Ann. So I'm going to stop now, and I'm going to turn it over to Jamie Chippett, who is, as I say, our Deputy Minister for Fisheries, Forestry and Agriculture. Jamie, all yours.
Thank you, Minister. For an update on the fire initially reported last night at 8 p.m. In the Pine Pond area, which I think is southwest of Musgrave Harbour. At the time, it was 8 kilometers from the community. As Minister Haggie noted, there was an evacuation alert last night. At present time, that fire is 1 kilometer from the community. It is at a very high rank, a rank 5 in technical terms, but that means very active. The community would be seeing lots of smoke. We do have weather conditions with a wind that is 40 gusting to 50 west-southwest, which unfortunately puts the community directly in the line of the fire. We don't have a great estimate on the footprint of the fire at this time based on the smoke conditions from this morning. But we do know it is in the 100s of hectares. In terms of fire suppression, there is 1 helicopter, 4 water bombers, a bird dog aircraft to action the fire today. There's a new incident management team been set up for that fire specifically. That's about the extent of the fire update. I will mention the weather. The winds will continue in that direction. They will be slightly lower tomorrow, 20 gusting to 30, but still in a direction that is problematic. There may be some precipitation this evening in terms of showers, but the first real relief is on Tuesday when we expect cooler temperatures, different wind direction, and potentially some significant precipitation. So I think that's the update. Blair, anything to add to that? Okay, Minister or Debbie, I'll throw it back to you.
Minister Haggie, did you have any further remarks, or will I go to the reporters on the line?
No, I think we can go to the reporters, keep everyone's time well utilized. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We have 2 reporters on the line, Abby Cole from CBC and Zach Power with VOCM News. Zach, can you please go ahead with your first question? Zach, I think you're on mute. Oh, there you go.
There we go. How do you compare this fire to some of the other ones in terms of size and maybe some of the proximity to other communities?
I'll just throw this open mainly to Jamie or Blair because it is more of a technical question, but I think it's as close as any that we've had. Badger was certainly just the other side of the river. So it's in a worrying area. There's no doubt about it. Jamie?
Thanks, Minister. I'd agree with that comment. We have had some starts that were closer to communities, but they were smaller fires and were able to be knocked down fairly easily. In terms of size, I know we talked about potentially, growth of maybe 750 hectares last night. Obviously, some of the bigger fires got to 1,200 or 1,300 or 1,600. I think hectares might have been the biggest one this year. So that will give you some context for the fire that we're dealing with. Obviously, this one's really close and really active while being really close. So that is the concern for today.
Do you plan on asking any other provinces for some help? I know that there's at least 3 to 4 now active out-of-control wildfires.
From my point of view, that would be a decision that would be guided very much by the technical elements of this. We have not been advised as yet that our resources are not adequate to deal with the situation as we see it at the moment. Should that change, we'll revisit what we need and who we get it from.
Thank you, Zach. Abby, please go ahead with your first question.
Hello there. Zach pretty much asked all my questions, but I guess could you give me an idea? You said that the fire is 1 kilometer away from the community. How close is it to reaching homes or man-made structures right now?
Jamie, do you have any more information?
I don't, but Blair might. But I do know the area a little bit, and I would think that 1 kilometer is pretty much synonymous with where the closest structures would be.
Thank you, Abby. Did you have any further questions?
Community members also said that the community is filled with smoke right now. Can you speak to the air quality in the area right now, and if that's a concern?
Well, from my point of view, air quality is always an issue. We have spoken with Central Health. There are extra supports available through the regional centre here at James Payton, both for mental and physical health. I think air quality is of concern. And really and honestly, if you're evacuated, then unfortunately it's just a concern for the firefighters when they get in on the ground. But hopefully it won't cause too much difficulty. Musgrave Harbour is not far from the coast, so the wind blowing in that direction would tend to carry the smoke in that way.
Thank you, Minister Haggie. Zach, did you have any further questions, or are you good?
No, I have one more question and then I'm all good. It looks like, according to the most recent update, suppression efforts in Chance Harbor seem to be really difficult because of the wind and weather conditions. For crews on the ground, are they able to get there? And what are firefighters up against?
I think that's a good technical question. So Jamie or Blair, have a go at that one.
There's no question the wind speed is challenging. There is lots of smoke. I think we did have to pull ground crews off from the perspective of safety for them. In that instance, the positive news is the wind is obviously in a similar direction to what it is in Musgrave Harbour. In that instance, it's blowing away from communities and out towards Chance Head, where obviously there's been considerable burn already. So it will certainly keep firefighters off, but suppression would be focused on trying to protect intact cabins and so on as it blows out to Chance Head.
Thanks, Zach, and thanks for that, Jamie. Okay, well, this concludes our call and our update. We appreciate everybody's time, and thanks to the media for joining us. And again, like Minister Haggie reiterated, further updates will be provided on official government channels as soon as they are available. Thanks, everybody, and stay safe.